Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are entering into, we have finished 121, isn't it?
Yes, Swamiji. Ji, Swamiji.
So we are in the Ajnana Khandana, 7th chapter of the Amrutanubhava, on 122nd verse. And in the previous verse, it was told the self cannot become an object of knowledge, and hence it can also never be the seer. And we explained that last week. When the subject is the seer and the subject is the seer, when the subject is the seer and the object is also the seer, how can the seer become the seen? It will not be possible. And then in that, what happens? The subject and the object are only thoughts. Both the thoughts being of the same nature, they collapse into each other and there's only silence. There's only conscious silence thereafter. And therefore, this unhealthy, unnecessary search or insistence on wanting to know the self objectively, drop it. You cannot come to experience the self objectively. It is an impossibility. And towards the conclusion, it was told, there is neither dissolution nor birth, neither anyone in bondage nor any aspirant for wisdom, neither can there be any seeker for liberation nor any liberated as such. This alone is the supreme truth, and these the saint, the true, the mukt, the really abiding one, not just wearing this color. Those who are abiding in the truth, they know that. So all this that was told in this paragraph, if it is happening and it is being observed, then what is it called? Leela. It is a play of the one, with the one, by the one, in the one. Then what is happening? Everything is happening, yet nothing is happening. From absolute point of view, there is no phenomena. There's only itself. What is that self? Absolute. One without a second. The truth therefore is kona kona bhete dithi kaitsi phute aikya sagata pote ato nigele. In non-duality, who will see whom? Even the mention of the truth being one without a second is not possible. In the absolute truth, in the non-dual truth, even to say that this truth, this non-dual truth is one without a second, there is no second, so how can you say one without a second? There is no comparative there. This pure self being the only reality, who will see whom? Where is the question of seer and the seen? When there is nobody to see anything and nothing to be seen, where is the question of the seer seeing the seen? Now understand, This is exactly what that is happening in the deep sleep. This is exactly that is happening between the two thoughts. This is exactly what is happening when you are conscious on the seat of meditation of silence. This is your natural state. At that time, don't put efforts to experience anything, including yourself, because you are already there. You're not going to be created because you're thinking. Self is not going to get created because of thinking. Silence is absence of thinking. Why you want to create thinking again? So instead of saying that in meditation there was silence, it is conscious. It is consciousness. Silence of the mind is equal to consciousness. Silence of the mind is not equal to witnessing void, is not equal to witnessing nothingness, is not equal to witnessing absence. Where the thought drops, there the self is. Furthermore, in this state, one is not even able to make the statement that the truth is one, because the question can arise, which type of one? It can be a one which can be multiplied and fractionalized, and there is a second one in which no fractionalization nor addition is possible. Arun Maharishi speaks in his Upadesh Sar, 14th verse, प्राणबंधनात् लीनमानसम् एकचिन्तनात् नासम एत्यदा. By prana bandhana, control of the breath, the mind is quietened. If left to itself, such a quietened mind will enter deep sleep. So then what is required when a mind is quiet? So here is a very, Ramana Maharishi gives a very physical exercise, vital exercise, not physical. By focusing on the breath, prana bandhanat, that is by control of the breath, meaning bringing your attention to the beginning or the end of the breath, you can come to empty mind. Because where there is, if you enter between the two breaths, breath will stop. If breath stops, the movement of thought stops. If the movement of thought stops, only silence is. Question is, at that time we go to sleep, or are we awake to the silence? If you don't go to sleep, there you are. You are the silence then, conscious silence. Chidakasha. Therefore, the quietened mind is put to work to inquire into and discover the one. So till it doesn't happen to us, even though it is happening all the time to us, but till we don't realize it, even though we are already realized, till we feel we have to do something. So here it is told that the quietened mind is put to work to inquire into the discover the one. This is done by starting with the pancha vishayas, shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha. See, for some people, pranabandhanat lina manasam, mind becomes quiet, and in that quiet mind, there I am. But if that is not happening because of default settings within the mind, again and again that silence is corrupted by thoughts after some time, because we have not become clear on what is the goal that we are pursuing, because we don't know what is self, what is realization, what is the difference between absolute and totality and individuality, because we don't understand that there is nothing called absence. All these things have to be resolved first in order to discover that there is silence is equal to conscious space. There's nothing called an object called silence. So till then, what is to be done? Here Swamiji is saying that such a silent mind, pranabandhanat leena manasam ekachintanat. So that inertly quiet mind. So we have not brought about that silence of the mind through inquiry. We have brought about that silence by way of focusing on the beginning or the conclusion of breath. So it is inert silence. It is not a conscious silence. In that inert silence, instead of going to sleep, you begin your inquiry. Majority of the people, they are not even able to come to the silence. They are afraid of silence. And because of the fear of silence, they go to sleep. Or to not be affected by the unknown, they start thinking again or imagining again in the mind. So if at all we have to imagine, you imagine like this, you inquire like this, you think like this. The to contemplation prerequisite to contemplation is a single pointed focused mind. And what is that focused mind or single pointed mind? Where one type of thought is there, other thoughts are absent. But what have we done? Neither have we made the mind single pointed, but instead what we did, we made our mind single pointed by focusing on the breath. And that resulted in a quiet or silent mind without any knowledge. See? Now you have heard it. Now if you practice this, maybe it just clicks. It just clicks. And whenever the mind is silent, where there are no disturbances, no distractions, and one thought comes, all the energy of the mind goes to that thought. So what type of thought you should entertain? Your teacher is saying that instead of thinking about the world, you begin this inquiry. What is that inquiry? They started put work to inquire into the discovery of one. This is done by starting with the pancha vishayas, shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha. First, reject four, take example one sound, discard the many sounds and come to the ear. Just like we look at the whole world with our eyes, discard the whole world of name and form and try to look at your own eyes. You are smelling with your nose, discard all the smells and try to smell the nose itself. Discard all the sounds and listen to the sound in the ear itself. Discard all the feelings, because all feeling on your skin is because of some cloth or air or uh, touch or whatever. How would it feel if the touch touches itself? What would it be like? So this way, from each of these pancha vishayas, discard all the vishayas and come to the one. Then discard the many variations in the hearing sense organ, the ear, and come to the mind. So, for example, we have discarded all the sounds and come to Om. Now, from the Om, when we are chanting Om has a beginning, Om has a middle, Om has an end. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. Yes, there's no other thought in the mind coming other than Om. But within Om, there are some differences in length, in intonation, the emotion attached with it, the bhav attached to it. So discard all these differences within Om and come to the mind, where the Om is getting chanted. What is that container where the Om is coming and going? The mind. Then next point, fourth point, discard the many thoughts in the mind and come to the drashta or sakshi. This is possible only when the Om becomes a japa jap, or you're very, very, very alert to the chanting of the Om. Then you realize the chanting is happening by itself. The Om is coming and going in the mind. I am the witness of the Om coming and going. Because Om is coming and going, I am not coming and going. And in this disposition, suddenly you are the witness and Om is the witnessed. Fifth point, the Sakshi is also not one, since it is with reference to the scene, the contents. So this Sakshi, when we say witness, witness is only with reference to the witnessed. So many times we have said observer is with reference to the observed. See what has happened. There is one I coming with every thought. So there is one subject, one object, one instrument of knowledge. Now we have replaced that subject which is coming and going with every thought to the eternal witness who is observing every thought coming and going. So witness is watching what? Witness is watching the ephemeral, the non-continuous thoughts, in brackets, subject, object plus instrument of knowledge, that is one thought coming and going. This witness is called a witness only because there is something to witness. And what is that we are witnessing in this example that I am taking? Om. With this Sakshi is also not one, since it is with reference to the scene, the contents of the mind. Therefore, drop the contents and inquire into the nature of the Sakshi. How do you do that? Either you drop, find a way for yourself. The other is, whatever is being observed, you work it out in your head that I am not producing the Om, I am not maintaining the Om, I am not dissolving the Om, it is happening by itself. If it is happening by itself, then naturally the question will be, who am I? While this process is going on, Instead of becoming focused on the Om, bring your awareness to the Sakshi, witnessing consciousness, to the witness. Just like while I am talking to you, my awareness is about the vision in my eyes. I can't see it, but I know it is there. And it is up to me whether I am focused on you people or I am focused on the vision in my eyes. Neither I can see the vision nor I can see my own eyes. Similarly, when I am watching the thoughts, when I am witnessing the thoughts, and the thoughts are coming and going, am I focused on the thoughts or am I focused or aware of the one in whose presence the thoughts are coming and going? And that presence I am, that Sakshi I am. When this attention shifts, it's a game that you have to play. You can't be too serious. If you become serious, you will lose the plot. You should not try to stop the Om also. Let the Om go on. While it is going on, only when there is reference, you will be able to come to the witness, be able to be aware of the witness. If there is no reference of Om, then there is no coming back to the witness. Witness and witnessed is duality. But who is witness? Who is not influenced by what it is witnessing. What is individuality? That which is affected by what it is entertaining, what it is attached to. So we don't know how to see referenceless self. We don't know. We have not accepted that yet. Otherwise, story would have been over a long time ago. And that is the truth. So now here the step-by-steps that are taken is that you come to the Om, only with reference to the Om, you know that there I am. Which one I am? When the Om is coming, then I am witnessing Om. When there is no Om there, has the witness gone? Has the witness gone? Yes, witness is gone, because witness can say I am a witness only when there is something to witness. When there is nothing, then self alone is, the witness alone is. Then don't bring in, now I am witnessing darkness, now I am witnessing void. No. Don't go in that angle. Then what do? Second way is you bring your attention to the beginning of the Om or the conclusion of the Om. So 2-3 things have to happen here. I don't know if Swamiji has written, but first is there is nothing called absence, void, nothingness. Second, you have to work it out in your mind before you come to this disposition that after in the silence, the self alone is silence, is conscious self. There is no void or anything like that. There is no darkness, and this is possible to be even though this conscious self is always. But then why I'm not experiencing it always? Because I'm lost in the thoughts. So I choose one thought of Om and come to be the witness. And being the witness, either I do the 2-3 ways you can come to the conscious silence. And what is that? One is keep watching the thoughts after some time, because there is uninvolved observation going on. The thoughts will die their own death. How long will they go on? Till the momentum is there, they will go on. After some time, if you don't give the value and importance to the Om, it will conclude. It will conclude. That is the first way. Second, bring your attention to the beginning or the end of the Om. Again, the Om will conclude. You will come to conscious silence. Third way, be aware of the witness while the Om is getting appearing and disappearing in your mind. You will come to the conscious silence. Third way. You will forget it. You have to practice. If you do it, you will discover. This discovery, you have the advantage of the book telling you what to do. And what Swamiji has said, I am giving you another two ways because we have practiced that. This inquiry will lead to the annihilation of both the inquirer and the inquired. The witness and the witnessed both will collapse into each other. The goal must be clear. I'm not here to enjoy the chanting of the Om. I'm not here to be in bliss of the ecstasy that is being experienced due to the chanting of the Om. It is very potent. But am I here for that purpose, or am I here to go beyond? Because that ecstasy is only temporary. To go beyond the inquiry, that is, who am I? Who is this witness who is not coming and going with the Om thought? This inquiry has to come about. I've given you different options. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj says that even to mention Paramatma is one is not correct, because one has got meaning only with reference to two or many. So you can have a language only where there is two. Where there is only one, there is no language required. There is no communication required. Only where there is two, dialogue can take place. If there is one, no dialogue possible. So what is our namaste? You and me coming together. From the two we come to one. That is namaste. Our whole approach of the scriptures is from many to one. From Gaunatma to Mithyatma to Mukhyatma. From many virtual selves to illusory self to the one without a second. Same journey. Here in these 6 steps, also the same journey. From Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, also the same journey. From Karma, Bhakti, Dhyan and Gyan, also the same journey. Vivek, Vairagya, Shatka, Sampatti to Mumukshutam, same journey. See the commonality. Everything in creation is prompting you to come back to yourself. But we are insisting. Don't insist. And give validity to the world. Give validity to the self. Be curious about the self. Who is this? What is this? Where is this unchanging principle, this unchanging me, who only appears to be changing by at the thought level, but actually it is not changing. Till you don't get oriented towards this, nothing is going to happen. For that to happen, you have to slow down the mind. To slow down the mind, chant Om. In the ocean, there is so manyness, meaning so many waveness. In the case of the waves, there is nothing other than manyness. When the ocean is taken with reference to the waves, again duality is created. So, at the reference of the waves, when the one wave is taken with reference to another wave, there are many waves. Oh my God! But when the same wave is taken with reference to ocean, now from manyness, what has happened? Only two, me and the ocean. For the with the manyness, I am not the manyness. Manyness is separate to me. A competition, comparison, pushing. I am not a doormat. I am not a. I have got my rights. How can they over push me to the shore? I don't want to die. Why did I come into existence? Blah 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 blah. Unending questions, unending comparison, unending self doubt, because attention is on many. The moment attention of the wave is on the ocean, or we talk about ocean and wave, what is our decision? Arey, wave is in the ocean is in the wave. Suddenly, all doubts as regards the comparison, competition, etc., self doubts are gone, and the wave is focused on one, not on manyness, but one. What is that? Ocean. Naturally, such a mind is going to be quiet, such a mind is going to be peaceful, it is going to be tranquil, it will not be agitated, because there is no doubt. There is still doubt, but it is coming towards a resolution. Before it was buffeted by by attention on manyness. Now it has got one focus, ocean. It doesn't know what ocean looks like. But someone told him that there is ocean. You are a part of the ocean. Ocean, oh my God, I am a part of it. That means he is functioning in and through me. Yes. So instead of thinking of the many waves who see the wave sees as separate, now suddenly it goes inwards and sees the ocean and thinks of the ocean, contemplates on the ocean. Instead of the many thoughts, now it has got only one thought. जो थारी रहा है सो मारे रहा है. That ocean alone is expressing through me. I am a part of the ocean. I have got no independent existence. If ocean is divine, divinity is expressing through me. Then why do I get agitated sometimes? Because I forget the ocean and I think about the manyness. Drop. So again and again it keeps coming back to the ocean. Keep coming back to the Lord's name. This is all scientific. Each one has to discover his own on his own. When the ocean is taken with reference to the waves, again duality is created. But when we come to the water, there is neither ocean nor wave, or there are both without causing addition or subtraction. So the choice is two. Either you contemplate on the ocean or you contemplate on the water. Both ways you are going to come to water only. When you contemplate on the water, You are bypassing Sushupti. When you're contemplating on, Arey, Vaikari Madhyama, how can I go straight to Para? I have to go through Sushupti. फिर फंस गए. Going through Sushupti means going via Ishvara. But it's okay. Ishvara is always, who is Ishvara? Who knows? He is Parabrahma Paramatma. And Ishvara is he who knows his Shakti is under his control. He is not enslaved by his Shakti. That is also okay. It's longer. Both will take you there. So, what is the disposition of the Ishvara? The wave has surrendered to the Ishvara. It has become one. Now its disposition is all waves are in me. I am in all the waves. If it comes to the water, nothing is in me and I am in nothing because I alone am. How is this taking place? Without a thought. The wave is not able to think this. It's its natural disposition. And the last point that is taken here is that, but when we come to the water, there is neither ocean nor waves. Yes. Ocean and wave can be taken as cause and effect. Ocean the cause, wave the effect. But when we come to the water, neither there is ocean. Ocean is total phenomena, wave is individual phenomena. Phenomena is that which is mithya, existing in its own absence. Its functional use, we use Indian Ocean, Arabian Ocean, the sea. There is neither ocean nor wave, or there are both without causing addition and or subtraction, or they are both. That will be from the totality Ishvara point of view, that both are there. The Purusha is also there, Prakriti is also there, but Purusha is not against Prakriti, Prakriti is not against Purusha, Purusha is not subservient to the Prakriti, and Prakriti cannot function without Purusha. In other words, ocean is in the waves are in the ocean is independent of the waves, not subservient or enslaved by the waves, but the waves cannot function without the ocean. Because the waves are appearing, ocean has not become less. Because the waves are merging back into the waters, ocean has not become more. Now, come to yourself. If you have had a glimpse of the consciousness that you are, I am the consciousness. Because thoughts are coming, I have not become less. Because there is silence, I have not become more. Purnamada Purnamidam. This is how the Mahatmas function. Functionless functioning. Expressionless expression. Interactionless interacting. That's the best way it can be put. When even oneness is said to be a blemish, where is the question of duality and multiplicity? Huh? Where that one truth, that one without a second, when the self cannot be called a self, who is there to call a self? You will call the self only as long as you have not realized the self. You will ask the question, who am I, who am I, only as long as you are thinking about the I. On being the I, then whether you say, see, I remember once when I was new brahmachari, people, that time the name was Brahmachari Deepak. And some people will purposely call, not purposely, I should not say that now because I have become wiser. And what is that? They will call me because of old habit. They'll call me by my old name, and I'll not, initially I'll reprimand them, or I'll say, no, my name is Brahmachari Deepak. You call me Deepak ji or you call me Brahmachari. Don't call me by that name. And I was insistent. And sometimes one or two, not everyone, used to take the mickey out of me just to get the reaction out of me. And one day I got a bit disturbed and I went to my room and I thought about it. I said, why am I getting disturbed if someone is calling me by different, by old name? And that time, are not all names my names? Am I not everything? And suddenly it clicked. And from that day, from that moment onwards, it does not matter to me what name you call. Sudden transformation. That everything is me. All names are mine. If someone calls me गधा, अरे तुमने मुझे पहचान लिया, गधा गधे को ही पहचानता है, क्या बात है. Stupid, अरे stupid only can recognize a stupid. ये मेरे मन में गेम चल रहा है, दूसरों को नहीं बता रहे हम. But it did not matter because all names are my names. Why am I reacting to one name? Why am I getting attached to one name? See? So then now, like Shirdi Sai Baba, if the dog eats the food, if the bird eats the food, if the cow eats the food and he feels satisfied, this feeling comes. This is what starts happening because you are one with everything. If you are one with everything, if the water or the ocean is the source of all the waves, is the one who is expressing through all the waves, every wave has a name. Chotu, Motu, Patlu, Ramu. And the ocean is called by their names. Will the ocean react? नहीं यार, सारे मेरे ही हैं. Isn't it? No affrontation. हाँ ठीक है. तो जब सब, when everything is yours, or when nothing is yours, silence. Who will call whom? Will the self call self? I am the self. फिर चला गया. So we can't call the self as self. We can't call one as one. We can call one as one only with reference to two. We, just as a witness can be called a witness only with reference to witnessed. A husband is called husband only with reference to wife. Without the reference of wife, a single man, अरे husband आजा, नहीं मैं husband नहीं हूँ यार. Why? मेरी बीवी, I don't have a wife. Oh, okay. Headless husband come. ऐसे तो नहीं होता. तो any, as much as it is real in this relationship of husband and wife, that the husband is only with reference to wife. Similarly, the subject is only with reference to object. Similarly, the witness, the eternal subject, is only with reference to object, the witnessed. And when the witness, when the husband who is troubled by the wife and has come to realize ऐसे जीने का मजा नहीं है, मैं कौन हूँ? Am I the husband or am I the man? I am the man. If He comes to be at peace with himself. That's my original. Then he starts giving zero importance to being the husband. Same thing. When you start giving zero importance to being the subject, individual subject with every thought. I know this, I hear this, I smell this, I taste this, I think this, I remember this, I want this. Everywhere I is coming. It's with reference to something. Now what position you have taken? As the witness. Who is this witness? Who is undisturbed by the references. But we have to give it a name. So we call it the witness. Why we call it the witness? Because he's not disturbed by what he's referred in comparison to. Who is the individual? Who's attaching, identifying with the reference. Who is husband? Who's attached to the wife. Who is man? Who doesn't care? If not this wife, next wife. No, not that way. Man is husband who has gone back to his source. That means he's discriminating, and he has come to realize he is not the husband, because that's only a referential existence. I am the man. So subject is with reference to object, but now that subject has taken the position of the total subject, the witness. This is the position of God, if you want to compare it that way. God is always witness of everything. He is not involved in anything. So witness is uninvolved in anything and allowing things to take place the way they take place. God also allows the whole creation to function the way it is functioning, uninvolved. Every now and then, from that position, he may come and take incarnation. You may also take the Kali avatar sometimes, if the situation demands. And then what is the God? What are the gods all the time doing? They are meditating on their self. What is that here in this sadhana? The witness becoming aware of being the witness. He has dropped the witnessed and his attention, while this interaction is going on, his attention is not on the witnessed, his attention is not on the object. The witnesses, the subject's attention is the subject itself, not the object. In that interaction, it doesn't take, only once you have to think, if you are clear. And the moment you bring the attention, boom, all thoughts drop. Only you remain. Only the consciousness remains. When even oneness is said to be a blemish, where is the question or duality or multiplicity? So from water's point of view, there is no duality of ocean and wave, and there is no multiplicity of waves. There is only water, 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 and water doesn't say that I am water. He is, that's all. Therefore, the highest spiritual sadhana is this quietness, this silence in which one should stay steeped as long as possible. So again and again, expose yourself to the silence through proper inquiry. Not चलो भाई कुछ नहीं करना है, साइलेंस में बैठे थे, वो भी ठीक है, शुरुआत कहीं से तो शुरू करनी है. But better if you consciously bring yourself to that silence. Better if chanting of Om brings you to that silence. Better if chanting your attention to the beginning or end of Om brings you to that silence. Better that whatever jap you are doing and you find yourself to be the witness every now and then, and when you find yourself to be the witness, you While the chanting is going on and witnessing is going on, you shift your attention to the witness. Everything will collapse. Your identity will collapse. And that time be fearless. Be totally comfortable with the uh, with the conscious silence. This is one's essential nature. So this conscious silence itself is one's conscious essential nature. At that time, don't bring out new thoughts. Oh, I am observing the silence. Oh, after a lot of watching the silence, suddenly the silence, I was getting sucked into the silence. Then I was inside the tunnel. And when I came out the tunnel, there was light. Now you keep imagining. These things happen, but you don't have to go through that. It is only because you are making silence into an object. That's why you're getting these experiences. If you recognize that silence is nothing but conscious silence, then these uh, experiences may happen, they may not happen. You remain a witness. Don't get carried away by them. What must happen or what will happen is total collapse. Silence means total collapse. Total collapse of the mind. Mind meaning mind is mind only when there are thoughts. Only with reference to thoughts we call the container the mind, which is nothing but consciousness. So when there are no thoughts, that mind is no longer called the mind. That mind has become consciousness, or in other words, conscious silence. Silence because silence of thoughts. This is this is one's essential nature. This is the state referred to in the Mundaka Upanishad, third chapter, first part, first verse, where the example of two birds sitting in a tree is given. Dvau suparnas sayuja sakhaya. This is how the story is told. Out of the two birds, one is tasting the fruits and suffering or enjoying, the other is not involved at all. It is just sitting in its own unconditional glorious brightness. Abhichaka abhi abhichakashiti. Now see, this two birds are happening in you also. At this very moment, there are two. You are the waker also, and you are the witness also. You are witness with reference to waking, dream, and deep sleep. If your attention goes to the witnessing, you know that every day the three states come and go, come and go, come and go, and you are the witness. At least you can appreciate that you are the witness. But at the same time, while this witness is there, you are also the waker. Waker is with reference to the waking world. So now, right now, in that waking world, that waker is expressing as the listener, Gaunatma. You are the Gaunatma at this moment. Where there is this listener, there alone is the waker. Where there is the waker, there alone is the witness. Where do you choose to put your attention? The listener's attention is on the listening. So my attention, my mouth is speaking, thoughts are coming in the mind. If I am speaking to you, if I am speaking with the idea that I am doing a great service, being instrumental in their growth and this and blah and blah 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 blah. What has happened? The waker, with reference to the waking world, in that waking world he has taken some samples, and with reference to them he has become the Guru Maharaj or teacher, and he has taken, that waker has taken a new position. Just like man has taken a position of husband, the waker, this waker has taken the position called the speaker, teacher, and is lost in teaching. Or while the teaching is going on, because it's the right thing to do, the speaker, the teacher, is aware that this is all going on and is the witness of what is going on, unaffected by understanding or no understanding, unaffected by comprehension by other people or non-comprehension by other people. In fact, it is not about other people. It is the witness is unaffected whether this mind has understood or not understood. The witness is only watching the thoughts appearing and expressing as the thoughts, as the words. It's going on. It's going on in your life also. It's going on in teacher's wife also. It's going on in a saint's life also. It's going on in a mad fellow's mind also, in mad fellow's life also. It's going on in a schizophrenic also. It's going on in a drunken fellow, a drug fellow also. It's going on in an intelligent fellow also. Everywhere it is going on, isn't it? Only our disposition is important. Have we become referential existence or are we independent existence? Referential existence, teacher, student, teacher. Waking world, waker. Dream world, dreamer. Wife, husband. Children, father. Referential existence. All referential existence in the waking world. If you have to collapse them all, what is the one relationship? Waker and the waking world, isn't it? Waker and the waking world has multiplied into various referential existences. Don't stop there. Then at this level also, waker and the waking world, dreamer and the dream world, sleeper and the absence of the two worlds, this is also referential at a larger scope. Just as you were able to appreciate as the waker and the waking world that all the other roles were only ephemeral. They were coming and going. They were all happening within the one thought, that the waker and the waking world. In that, the waker was taking different roles, but actually he is the waker. If the waker can come back to be the waker and not get influenced by the references, then all the roles will be dropped. Similarly, when the consciousness or you drop all the references at the mind level, which is the waking world, the dream world, and the absence, then all the referential existence of the waker, dreamer, and sleeper, these hats that you were wearing, they are dropped. Then you are the witness. And you are the witness of what? You are the witness of the three without getting influenced by the three. This sadhana cannot happen in dream or deep sleep. It will happen only in the waking. Because here only you can think clearly. In dream and deep sleep you cannot think. Too fast thinking. So when it says that one is tasting the fruits and suffering or enjoying, who is the one who is tasting the fruits and enjoying? The referential one is tasting the fruits and enjoying or suffering. The husband is enjoying the wife or suffering from because of the wife. The father is enjoying the children or suffering because of the children. The taster is enjoying the sweets or suffering because of the sweets. With reference to the body, who are you? The individual. The individual is suffering on account of body or enjoying on account of body. देखो, apply this principle everywhere. So, out of those two birds, Dvau Suparna Sayuja Sukhaya, one is tasting the fruits, enjoying or suffering, and the other one is merely a witness, undisturbed by what is coming and going, not identified with anything, not giving value and importance to anything, merely a watcher, merely a witness, is uninvolved at all. It is just sitting in its own unconditioned, glorious brightness. It is he is complete within himself. These out of these two birds, one is complete, one is incomplete. Why? One is going through the ups and downs of what it is experiencing, and the one is undisturbed on account of what is coming and going. In fact, its attention is not on what is coming and going, its attention is on itself, therefore, it is complete in itself. The same story was told in Bhagavad also, where two friends, one's name was Puranjan. They were going in the plane over the earth. In that plane, there were two guys. One was Puranjan, who was looking at beautiful cities underneath, and his friend was Agyat. Agyat because just as here in this particular verse it is told that self cannot be called self also, so there it is given the name Agyat, that which cannot be talked about or that which cannot be known. But they were both there. He was content in himself. The other one was looking, what is, oh, look at this valley, oh, look at this mountain, oh, look at that. And when the plane was going over the city of 10 gates, he looked down and he saw at that very moment in that city of 10 gates, a beautiful girl coming out. In the front of the girl was a five-hooded snake. Behind her was another snake, and behind her was the entire army. And as his shadow fell on the girl looked up, the eyes met, and the one who was looking down, not the other one who was happy with himself, the one who was looking down out of the plane, the moment the eyes met, he fell down. That is the fall of the self as an individual. The girl is the intellect, the five-hooded snake is the panchapranas, and the army is the thoughts in the mind. The other was completely content in his silence. This fellow had the itch. Oh, let me check this. How beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful. Gone. One look, gone. Then, if that young girl sat, he sat. Puranjan sat. If she brushed her teeth, he also brushed the teeth. If she slept, he also slept. If she woke up, he also woke up. So identified with her. So the consciousness is so identified with the reference that it does not see itself as an independent one. This is the majority of the people. On your ears, this knowledge has fallen now. Come to you. Recognize yourself, your true self, not the referential self, the true self. When the snake is seen on the rope, there is the trio of seer, seen, and seeing, Pramata, Prameya, and Pramiti. When the status of the snake is inquired into with the torch of inquiry and the rope is seen, then also there is the same trio, only this time the seen is the rope. The first was Adhyasa Darshana, superimposition, and the second is Adhishthana Darshana, substratum. This is called clarity. First was the darshan, first was the vision of superimposition, on account of which fear, death, symptoms of snake bite, hair standing on end, losing the plot, all this was happening. Then for whatever reason, because of a teacher, because of a passerby, because of the torch, because of whatever, by grace, you are able to see that it is not a snake, it is a rope. So see how beautiful it is. Before also the triputi was functioning, the seer, seen, seeing was taking place, but the seeing was adhyasa, it was the superimposition. Seer, seen, seeing, but seeing was the superimposed seeing. You are not seeing the rope, you are seeing the imaginary rope. Imaginary snake. And once you put the light on it with your torch of inquiry, now you don't see the snake. What do you see? The rope. The moment you see the rope, where does the fear go? Where do the horripilations go? Where does the snake bite go? All goes out of the window. Back to normal. But in that experience also, there is a seer, seen, and seeing. But the seer is seeing through the instruments. And what is he seeing? The substratum. Substratum of the imaginary snake. Before it was snake. This is what you do every day. You wake up and you disregard the dream which was so real when you were dreaming. This is what you will do on the seat of meditation also. When you drop all your referential existence. And when the referential existence is dropped, then the seer is seeing the seer. The seer is seeing the substratum. What is the substratum? Substratum is existence. Who is the seer? Consciousness. Consciousness is seeing the prevalence of continuous existence. Consciousness is also continuous, existence is also continuous, both of them come together, conscious existence. Now no more whether thoughts come or don't come, it does not matter. Such a person is continuously abiding in the conscious silence, undisturbed by coming and going of the thoughts. Where conscious silence is not that silence which is anti-thoughts, which is against thoughts. Conscious silence is in spite of thoughts. The first was Adhyasa Darshana, superimposition, and the second is Adhishthana Darshana, substratum. The first gave rise to suffering, in the second, the suffering ended. To wallow in misery and be a samsari is adhyasa darshana. To know that one is pure consciousness and that the misery is possible only because I am there, because I am sentient, is being established in ajatavad. The suffering is because the knowing aspect is more predominant and hence the individuality is stronger. So this ajatavad is the in between stage between witnessing uh, identification. So adhyasa darshana was I am miserable because of the what is seen. Then second, to wallow in misery and be a samsari is adhyasa darshan. This we understand. To know that one is pure consciousness and that misery is possible only because I am there. Be very attentive. To know that one is pure consciousness. I know that I am pure consciousness. Only know that I am pure consciousness. And that the misery is possible only because I am there. So where is your attention? Attention is still on misery. And misery, why is misery happening? Because there is someone to own the misery. Who is owning the misery? I am owning the misery. In other words, I am there, therefore happiness and sorrow is there. Because I am there, therefore hunger and thirst is there. Because I am there, praise and insult is there. Because I am there, heat and cold is there. Because I am affected by that. Either you can take it that way. So here when he is saying that to know that one is pure consciousness and that the misery is possible only because I am there and because I am sentient, that misery is not available to a dead person. Because I am alive, because I am sentient, therefore the misery is possible, is being established in ajatavad. This is called ajatavad. The suffering is because the knowing aspect is more predominant and hence the individuality is stronger. So when we do the inquiry, in inquiry, the individuality, the inquirer becomes very strong. So our inquiry should be such that it dissolves everything. If it is only for the sake of inquiry, then you are going the wrong way. Inquiry must be inaugurated in our mind, but it must lead to dissolution of the mind. Then it is healthy. Otherwise, we'll get into arguments, discussions, not necessarily with outside, in our own mind. Like someone asked me, Swamiji, when I hear this fellow, it seems right. Then I listen to that fellow who is talking from bhakti point of view, that also seems right. Then I listen to Patanjali talks, that also seems right. Then I listen to Dvaita lectures, they also seem to be right. And when I'm all by myself, I am totally confused. When I'm by myself, I'm totally confused which one to follow. Because all of them seem to be right when I'm listening to them. This was our condition once upon a time. Nothing to laugh at that person. Poor fellow. How much he has to work it out. Nobody else can work it out for him. So when you take when the importance is given to the knower that because I am sentient, because I am alive, because I am an individual, therefore suffering is possible, because life is expressing And what is that life expressing through this equipment? That is called sentiency, isn't it? That is called life. Because there is life, there is suffering. Wrong conclusion. This is Ajatavad. It's a temporary conclusion, but it is not the ultimate. It will not lead you to further unfoldment. Disproportionate expression of knowingness causes pain. Huh? Disproportionate expression of knowingness. In both ways, I know or I don't know. Some people say there is nothing in this world that I don't know. Why? Their attention is on that they are the self. They have not realized the self, but in their intellect they have come to this point that they know everything. And there are some people who say, no, I cannot come to know anything because there is nothing worthy to be known. And they are focused on not knowing. Both are in the same place. That is, the knowingness is, some say I know, some say I don't know. But both are knowing. One is knowing positively, one is knowing passively that I don't know. So he's very convinced that he cannot know anything. The other is convinced that everything is knowable. Are you getting what I'm saying? Both are convinced in their knowledge. One is convinced in the knowingness of everything, and the other is convinced in the knowledge that I cannot come to know anything. When you are convinced that you cannot come to know anything, you go the Buddhist way, the nihilist way. Kshanikam, everything out. And when you go the knowing way, but both ways, the ego is maintained. Where knowingness is, where the knowingness is maintained, ego is there. Individuality is maintained. Disproportionate expression of knowingness causes pain. And this is that not what happening to us? Disproportionate expression of knowing. We surf through the YouTube, gather all the knowledge, and we start sharing. This happened there. This political turmoil is there. Oh, they are talking about flipping of the poles of the sun. They are talking about flipping of the poles of the earth. Oh, what is going to happen? They are talking about the 8th April. There is going to be a major solar eclipse. Is this the one that is the big one where everything is going to change? They are talking about flipping of the poles in the sun, and thinking about it again and again and again, become miserable. No data. Neither you are a scientist, nor you have had an experience of it, but thinking about it, thinking the options about it, without having the capacity to come to the reality of it. Has this not happened ever in the creation before? It has happened. And what has happened? Either there was total calamity, or nothing happened. Small calamity or nothing happened. Same thing will happen to you. But if you think of this, you will become miserable. If you remain a witness of it, then no problem. Ajatavad, oh, because I am there, therefore all this is going on. Because I am there. Because life is there, so we have to experience all this. Disproportionate expression of knowingness causes pain to the extent that one withdraws from the knowingness. The individuality will be reduced. So when this onslaught of information comes to you because I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, or I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this, I cannot know, come to know this. Because everything is changing, I cannot come to know. And there is so much to know that I'm getting exhausted by knowing everything. Both will lead to withdrawal from knowingness. Withdrawal from knowingness is going to sleep. You have to be awake. You have to be alert. You have to be vigilant. Ignorance is not the answer. Escapism is not the answer. And this only happens because we have exposed ourselves to either too much data and we become overwhelmed with it, or we are exposed to very little data and lose the plot. One will experience the world and yet not become worldly. See? If you don't go to sleep and knowingness is not given importance, it is withdrawn. If knowingness is not given importance, it is withdrawn from what it was knowing, something or nothing, or I know or I don't know, it is withdrawn from that. Then it says that one will experience the world and yet not become worldly. So such a person continues to be in the world, yet he is not attached to the world. This is how the saints and sages are living. Then where is their attention? Where is their knowingness? Their knowingness is not about the variety. Their knowingness is not about the phenomena. Their knowingness is not about the misery or the knowledge or I know or I don't know. Their knowingness is about their attention, if I can use that word, is about the self. One will experience the world and yet not become worldly. The vision of the adhisthana will remove the suffering from the adhyasa. See, what is knowingness? Knowingness is you have given value to the experience and you put it in the box. I know this experience. It is a good experience or a bad experience, or it is an ugly experience, or it's an exciting experience, or it's a depressive experience. And the moment it is defined, you are gone. The moment you accept, we are talking about knowingness. So knowingness, what is knowingness? This is a wife. Wife is good, wife is bad, wife is ugly, she creates too much turmoil in my mind, she makes me happy, etc., 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 goes on and on. As long as that is done, you will remain as a husband. You will remain as a husband. When you see your wife as a woman, array, she is a woman, she is also more than woman, oh, she is also life. More than life, oh, she is also consciousness expressing through equipment. I am also a consciousness expressing through equipment. Principle is same. Then what is more worthy of focus? Then now the knowingness is not towards the other. The knowingness is towards the consciousness. When that happens, whether wife is there or not there, it does not matter. You are unaffected. Only the husband is affected. Only the husband is affected. Witnessing consciousness is not affected. But there is a possibility that witnessing consciousness by some intense event in what it is witnessing can fall down to be the individual. Can fall down, can come down. But witness is one who is not affected by what it is witnessing. Witness becomes affected only if he gives by mistake, because of the intensity of the thought that is coming, and the witness loses its poise and gives value. That giving value is knowingness, giving importance is knowingness, giving validity to the wife as that woman as a wife is knowingness. Not in outside but within you. That knowingness not only to the wife, give it to the body, give it to the senses, give it to the thought. If you are giving validity, knowingness. If no give, if no reaction, no interaction, no owning or disowning, you are the witness. Then it does not matter what the body does or not does. It does not matter what the mouth speaks or doesn't speak. It does not matter whether the mind thinks or doesn't think. The vision of the adhisthana will remove the suffering of the adhyasa. So, when we are focused on, so witnessing becomes, when the witness becomes aware of itself, the witnessed will dissolve by itself. When the witness becomes aware of itself, the witnessed, when the observer becomes aware of the observer, the observed will die its own death, or will dissolve, will lose its potency. But if the witness is continuously looking at the witnessed, if the observer is continuously remaining as the undisturbed observer of the observed, he is not disturbed by the observed. Sometimes something may come and he loses the plot. So what is the tod? How do you get out of this? I don't want to fall anymore. Not even by chance. Not even once in my lifetime. Then what do I do? Yes, there is a way. Let the observer be aware of itself. Let the witness be aware of itself. Let the vision be aware of itself. When the vision becomes aware of itself, all the names, forms, colors dissolve outside. Try this. Same thing happens. All the thoughts in the mind will dissolve when the witness becomes aware of itself. I, the bird who is observing, separates himself from I, the bird who is pecking at the different fruits and sufferings. Remember that the Mundaka Upanishad is the story of the two birds, just like I told you the two people, Agyat and the Puranjan in the plain. It's a story from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So I, the bird who is observing, separates himself from I, the bird who is pecking at the different fruits and suffering. Both were very, very one with each other. They didn't feel they were separate. But when that one who is witnessing and the one who is interested in other things to observe, the moment that happens, there is a difference between the witness and the one who is involved. The moment you are the witness and you are the waker. If the waker becomes involved in the world of waking, does anything happen to the witness? Does anything happen to the consciousness? Consciousness continues to be the consciousness, isn't it? Consciousness continues to be the consciousness. Then where is the waker? Waker is only a he lost. He was totally at one ment with the consciousness because of his attention on fruits and action and enjoyment, on beauty. He forgot his eternal nature and he became focused on that which is changing. The moment he became focused on what is changing, now he has become a referential existence. Referential existence is only temporary, it's ephemeral, it's mithya purusha. Then by thinking about the references, can he come to know his original nature? Not possible. Only by focusing on the unchanging principle, he can wean away from the changing. So here it is told, I, the bird who is observing, separates himself from I, the bird who is pecking at the different fruits and sufferings. This is the eternal divorce. Anything that takes one away from one's essential self is worthy of rejection. And individuality is that which keeps one away from one's essential self. Rejection of individuality is the highest tapasya, aham apetakam nija vibhanakam, which leads to the discovery of one's own essential nature. Idam mahat tapaha upadesha saram. So what is individuality? Individuality is with reference to the body. In this body, that individuality, then with reference to the waking is called the waker, with reference to the dream is called the dreamer, with reference to absence is called the sleeper. Then that waker, with reference to the various references in the waking world, takes on different roles. You are understanding the downfall. Degeneration, the consciousness is getting diluted. Now raise yourself back up. Recognize a thing for what it is. That which is changing is not worthy of attention. That which has form is not worthy of attention. That which is constant is worthy of attention. This is discrimination, isn't it? So discriminate. Move away from the changing one. Move away from the adhyasa, the imaginary one. Move away from the illusory one. Come to be the actual. Come to be the actual. Where? Now. Now, here and now. Okay, time. This is the supreme tapasya. This is the vision from the adhisthana, the substratum point of view. So today's all the discussion that was going on is coming from the substratum. The moment you forget the substratum, immediately the imaginary self starts expressing, whether it is at totality level or individuality level or superimposition level, whatever. Our goal is to be the original. Come back. You are always the original. You have to just bring your attention to it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.